What's happening today is Kiribati celebrating the International Women's Day, so we're joining with the international world, and it is a very important day to us since it's a time when we can get all the women together to celebrate this wonderful event.
The International Women's Day, ponte po ngari angkoa, ikan kinaya kiyay, tokan kaya ini. Hindi nanon tayan ka nga ay kasan kahit taramangay, inanon tedi kitawana matawana.
Although International Women's Day is a recent happening in the Kiribati calendar, we are today launching a week of activities to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the first ever event. This year, the UN has laid emphasis on women's access to education, science and technology. In several Pacific countries, modern technologies have made a considerable difference to the lives of women. But under our local situation, the costs for mobile telephones and the internet are way beyond the reach of most.
And you can click on that and there's more on Kiribati.
So the problem is getting access to these important information. It needs to get into the communities. Sometimes a lot of these information are set up on Tarawa, on the main island, and there's no access to the outer islands.
With regard to education, nearly all girls in Kiribati have access to basic schooling, and education is one area which is undergoing a major reform.
Education is a priority under the Partnership for Development, and women will benefit a lot from the education policy under this program.
Records have also revealed that attendance rates for girls are higher than that of the boys.
I believe that our girls are very able. Even though the girls tend to have multiple roles, like they'll go back home and they'll do most of the work at home, they still tend to perform better than the boys. So this is quite an achievement.
There has never been any kind of equal opportunity policy in Kiribati. But despite that, the presence of women's dedication, competence and ability has made a major impact in the government service, and much more so than in most countries in the region.
We are very proud that at this time we have so many permanent secretaries in government that are women. 50% of the secretaries are women, and secretary to cabinet is a woman, and the vice president is also a woman, and we're very proud of this.
Our vice president has been representing her island since 1998, and to make her point, she quoted from an old Chinese proverb.
To plan for a day, catch a fish. To plan for a year, plant rice. To plan for a decade, plant a tree. But to plan for a lifetime, educate a girl.
The Kiribati experience would suggest that these are wise words indeed.
My approach for it is to just empower all women and keep asking them to believe in themselves and to go out there and do what they need to do, whether they're business ladies or mothers at home. You know, people don't believe motherhood is a profession, and a lot of people argue about that, but I believe there's a lot of things we need to thank our mothers for, because the world wouldn't be as it is if it wasn't for mothers, and we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for mothers. And yes, we need to empower our women in Kiribati and give them the channel to speak, the platform to say what they need to say and not be threatened or asked to keep quiet. In the Maniaba, I believe we're slowly getting there. I just think we need to have more women in parliament.
We're working with the Pacific Island Forum in trying to increase political participation. We've also already endorsed an action plan to work on this. To me, women always have to do double jobs in everything they do, as an employer and also as an MP. As an MP, they do their job as an MP and also their domestic duties. So I guess that's an extra challenge for the women. But the other challenge is maybe getting the men to accept the women as equal partners in development and also in leadership.
Australia believes that gender is a cross-cutting issue, and it actually can impede on all development sectors within our development programs, and therefore it has made it a compulsory, thing for all our designs in our programs and in our aid development work that gender issues are considered in all aspects.
At a second function, to mark the actual anniversary, the local World Health representative quoted from a speech by his Director General.
The theme this year, equal access to education, training and science and technology, pathway to decent work for women. I mean, you realize also when I look around in the hospital, the traditional roles still prevail, that the women are nurses and the males are doctors. There's a lot to catch up. When women and girls do not have equal access to these determinants of health, education, employment and health system have failed them. It is time we stop failing women and girls. Maternal mortality rates and HIV rates among young women are still too high.
Kiribati is one of the poorer countries of the Pacific. This, combined with major overpopulation and few employment opportunities, can lead to very limited options for women and girls. Increasing instances of poverty and chronic overcrowding can sometimes lead to extreme outcomes.
Some study also showed that in the age group between 16 and 25, girls engage in commercial sex in Kiribati. And this is usually an indication that there's no other alternatives, or they do not easily find access to other forms of trying to improve their lives. I think this is an indication.
Studies show that the health statistics for our women are of concern. We are experiencing serious levels of obesity, diabetes, heart disease and cervical cancer. But the results of a survey on gender-based violence and child abuse revealed some startling results.
The result came out and it actually confirmed that there is an alarming rate of domestic violence in Kiribati.
The SPC AusAid-funded survey revealed that 68%, that is 2 out of every 3 women, had experienced some form of gender-based violence in their lives. The reasons for gender violence are many and varied. But in the meantime, how do we move to a more peaceful situation like this?
We're also working in proposing for legislation changes. If there are laws to protect them, then the women will feel that they are really protected.
We have supported government of Kiribati in finalizing the elimination of violence against women policy.
This work has resulted in 2 pieces of draft legislation being presented to Cabinet.
Both AusAid and government of Kiribati is looking forward to the endorsement of this EVOL policy, because it will actually highlight or pave the way and now we develop a program of support that will benefit these women in future.
We need to get a lot of success stories out there on women and how much they can really contribute. Only when we can change the negative to positive can we really let them shine.
Over the past week, we have witnessed the women's effort in promoting their rights, and they have actually, telling us that they needed government and donor support, and we're here and we're planning and we're hoping to be of assistance to them in their work.
Throughout history, our ancestors have shown great resilience and strength of spirit in overcoming adversity. The challenges women face today will be met with equal commitment as we make the journey towards victory.